I want to talk to you about single member LLC business credit cards that pull personal TransUnion from banks. Okay, so I want to share with you a few business credit cards you might want to think about if you have a single member LLC. So here is a funding program I want you to really pay attention to. Number one, I want you to think about the U.S. Bank Business Platinum Card. So this is actually a great single member LLC business credit card that pulls personal TransUnion. So U.S. Bank Business Platinum Card, and the card actually is great in terms of allowing you your single member LLC to have a 0% intro APR on purchases for 18 billing cycles, and so 0%. So after that, you have a variable APR currently 17 to 26%. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view, and the card allows you to have a low annual fee so you can enjoy a $0 annual fee for you or your employees. You have a dedicated service. So basically, a U.S. Bank has a 100% domestic servicing center that provides 24/7 dedicated service to single member LLCs like yours. And you also have through this bank, you have a Visa Spend Clarity. So you can track your single member LLC's spending and manage your expenses more efficiently through this Visa Spend Clarity tool. Okay, and if you have a single member LLC, you are the cool thing is that U.S. Bank doesn't have a minimum operational history for you to qualify for this card. Okay, so even if you are a startup, you can qualify for this card as long as you have an existing relationship, maybe on the individual side with a U.S. Bank. Maybe you have a U.S. Bank checking account, individual checking account. But for you to qualify, they will ask you for your EIN. So make sure you have an EIN. Your single member LLC has to have an EIN. They will ask you when you started your business gross annual revenue, either projected or actual. So actual numbers or projections, that's fine also. And they will ask you also to provide your social because they will check your personal TransUnion. So they'll check your social before giving you a certain limit on the card. Okay, they will ask you also. They'll ask you the anticipated monthly spend on the card. If you're looking for a single member LLC business credit card that pulls personal TransUnion, I want you to think about Capital One Spark 1.5% Cash Select. So this card is actually great in the sense that you are able to earn a $500 in terms of cash bonus when you're a single member LLC spends $4,500 in the first 3 months. Okay, the only thing is this card will pull your personal TransUnion, but you got to have good to excellent credit to qualify. Okay, and the card is great in the sense that it gives you flexibility. Like for instance, you have everyday rewards. You can have unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase. Think about it, every purchase with no minimums or expiration date. You have Capital One Travel Rewards, and that gives you access to unlimited 5% cashback on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. So for your single member LLC, you have a lot of flexibility with this card, and the card actually gives you a purchase rate, an APR that goes from 18% to 25%. But that's really good in terms of flexibility. And again, it doesn't matter if you've been in business for a while. Capital One actually doesn't have an operational history sort of restriction. So technically, if you are a startup, you could qualify as long as you have good credit. Okay, good to excellent credit. And so the Spark 1.5 Cash Select allows your single member LLC to manage its accounts, to actually manage employee access, travel, service, and protection, as well as automatic payments. So you can set up auto pay so you don't have to worry about signing into your account every single month. So that's really good. You also have a year-end summaries, so you can get an itemized reports of your single member LLC's spending to simplify budgeting and tax time. And that's really good. You can also assign an account manager to make purchases and payments, review transactions, and resolve any problems that could arise in the way you manage your single member LLC credit card. If you're looking for a single member LLC business credit card that pulls personal TransUnion, I want you to think about the Fifth Third Simply Business Card. And this is actually this is a card that you will love for a simple reason. The card allows you to simplify your day-to-day single member LLC's purchases and earn simple, powerful rewards. Okay, and that's really good. You have basically a 1.67% unlimited cashback for every dollar in purchases. That's really good. There are no rotating categories, no earning caps, no points expiration, and no annual fee. So you do have a lot of flexibility with this card, especially when you're trying to really get things done in a flexible manner. Okay. You can also temporarily lock and unlock your card via the Fifth Third mobile app if for any reason the card is misplaced, lost, or stolen. Okay. You have zero liability on card purchases, automatic car rental insurance, MasterCard ID theft protection, and you also have the possibility to have a card that's exclusively for Fifth Third Bank customers. Okay. Now, if your single member LLC has a better financial profile or its situation has improved big time, you could actually apply for the Fifth Third commercial card. And this card actually unlocks more benefits because you can manage spending and gain more control over your working capital. And with this commercial card, you have in-depth reporting tools, a convenient program administration process. You can set individual and departmental spending limits. You can charge purchases back to designated accounts. You can assign pre-established spending limits. You can manage all cardholder accounts through a very convenient online portal. That's really good. And you have the possibility to actually avoid a $250 annual fee if you are able to spend at least $350,000. Again, that's what I told you, that if your single member LLC has improved its financial position big time, money is coming in big time, then yeah, you can really go with this card. Now, just bear in mind that this card is paid in full. Revolving balances are not allowed. So this is something to really think about. If you're looking for a single member LLC business credit card that pulls personal TransUnion, I want you to think this year about BMO, and particularly think about the BMO Business Platinum credit card. Okay. And this is a card that allows you to easily manage your single member LLC's business finances and improve your cash flow. That's really cool. And you can also enjoy competitive rates and no annual fee with this card. And so the card is called the Business Platinum card. And so the card actually is interesting in the sense that you have an intro APR on purchases for 12 months from the date of account opening. Okay. And then you have a standard APR that goes from 16% to 27%, 26, 27%. Okay. And that's really cool. And you are able to get approved real fast. Okay. And this card allows you to do other stuff, by the way. For instance, you have shopping benefits that, like, for instance, you have discounts on Intuit QuickBooks and TurboTax. You have MasterCard ID theft protection. That's really cool. You have extended warranty. You have purchase assurance, digital payments, and zero liability. And for travel benefits, you have a Master Rental, MasterCard Global Service. And for additional benefits, you have Priceless Cities and MasterCard Easy Savings. The thing is, when you have with BMO, for you to qualify for this single member LLC business credit card, you have to really go to your local BMO branch, because BMO actually runs this program where they actually will look at every locality, every city and state, and actually have a pretty flexible business credit card program. Okay, so maybe what you can qualify for in New York will not be the same thing if you were in California, or what you can qualify for in Illinois will be different from what you can qualify for if you are in Georgia, for instance. So just go to a nearest branch, a nearest BMO branch, and just discuss your intentions, and explain to them what you would love to have and why you would love to have this single member LLC business credit card. So that's really fantastic. But again, the card is called the BMO Business Platinum credit card. If you think about U.S. Bank product change, I want you to think about the U.S. Bank Altitude Go Secured Visa card. Now, this card actually is great if you start your relationship with U.S. Bank and you don't qualify for any other unsecured credit card. Okay, so this card there is no downgrade. You do not want to downgrade from an unsecured credit card to a secured credit card. That would be foolish. Okay, so don't do that. That'll be really crazy. So this card again is great if you have no credit or you have bad credit, like really really bad credit, 300 for instance. Then you want to go for the U.S. Bank Altitude Go Secured Visa card. This card allows you to earn up to 4x points while building credit. You have 4x points on dining, takeout, and restaurant delivery on your first $2,000 every quarter. 2x points at grocery stores and gas stations, EV charging stations. 2x points on streaming services, and 1x point on all other eligible purchases. That's really good when it comes to flexibility. You also have the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa card. So this is actually another card that you might want to think about. Again, if you have bad credit or no credit and you are trying to really to start your relationship with U.S. Bank. Okay, U.S. Bank gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of building credit. Now, the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Secured Visa card allows you to build credit and earn cash back, up to 5% cash back on 2 categories you choose every quarter, 2% cash back on one everyday category you choose each quarter, 1% cash back on all other eligible purchases. That's really good. Now, the credit limit goes from $300 to $5,000. You also have another secured credit card at U.S. Bank, and that's called the U.S. Bank Secured Visa card. Now, this card is great in the sense that you enjoy no annual fee and credit building benefits. You can view your credit score anytime, anywhere in the mobile app or online banking. So it's also easy to enroll, easy to use, and free to U.S. Bank customers. And that's what you want. If you're thinking about U.S. Bank product change, you want to really maybe start at the bottom and actually climb your way up from there. So that's really cool. So if you think about that U.S. Bank product change, I'll give you all the different cards that basically U.S. Bank has, from the top tier cards to the low tier credit cards, the secured Visa cards that U.S. Bank has, right? Now, here's a strategy I want you to pay attention to. If you want to upgrade or even downgrade a U.S. Bank card for that matter, you have to pay attention to what really matters for you. Remember that the product change with U.S. Bank is pretty straightforward, okay? In terms of upgrade process, you can request a product change by calling the customer service number on the back of your U.S. Bank credit card. Make sure to keep any identifying information about your current account handy in case a rep actually asks you to provide it. I mean, if they want to validate the call. So typically, a product change doesn't trigger a hard inquiry, so your credit score should not be affected by your request, really. Now, let me talk to you about the eligibility requirements. So basically, U.S. Bank will look at your FICO score, will look at your relationship with them, will look at your financial profile, including your employment history. It also depends on the type of card you want, right? So when it comes to U.S. Bank credit cards, in most cases, you can request a switch to any publicly available card, and the product change doesn't have to be within the same card family. This is really convenient since you get more flexibility to choose a product that fits your needs, really. For example, you can request to downgrade your U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve Visa Infinite card to the U.S. Bank Altitude Go Visa Signature card, or choose U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature card instead if you're more interested in cashback. It's also important to pay attention to how long you had your current card. So U.S. Bank actually will look at your current usage, and you want to have this card for at least your current card for at least 6 months to a year before you actually apply for an upgrade. Now, if you want to downgrade, that's totally possible. But basically, you could downgrade your card before you've had the account open for a year. But it's not really guaranteed, and it depends on factors the issuer, U.S. Bank that is, does not disclose. Okay, one way or another, if you're downgrading an annual fee card, you will receive a prorated refund if one is owed when moving to a product with no annual fee. So something to really think about. So you also had to think about your account standing. Also, you might have other changes to your credit card. So when you do a product change, a U.S. bank product change, you're keeping your account with its history, but getting a new card with new terms, conditions, and benefits. However, some benefits, some features will remain the same, such as your credit limits that will stay the same on the new card. Your card number might stay the same depending on what products you're moving in and out of. Some of the changes on your new card will include a new physical card with a new design. This will be emailed to you. Email will be mailed to you. Your card number may change. Your rewards will be cashed out in the form of a statement credit when moving to a new product. Your rewards rate will change according to your new card's terms and conditions, and your new annual fee may be higher or lower depending on the updated card's terms. So the thing is, there are some benefits when it comes to upgrading or downgrading your U.S. bank credit card. Okay, so if your current U.S. bank credit card doesn't match, let's say, your spending habits anymore, a product change can really help you avoid cancellation and having to apply for a different card. See, the whole thing is you want to avoid having a hard pull on your account. Okay, so basically, if you go through this strategy of upgrading or downgrading your U.S. bank credit card, this is not going to affect your credit score because you're not going to have a hard pull. And if you upgrade or downgrade your card, you don't have to worry about a hard pull and its effect on your credit. Let me give you an example. If you have an altitude reserve card but don't travel that much, shelling out $400 a year might not seem like the best deal. Instead of canceling your account, you can switch to the Altitude Gold card, which has no annual fee and rewards you for everyday spending like dining, groceries, and gas. So with a new card, you'll still be able to redeem your points for travel, or even choose, and that's a good thing. Choose actually the cashback option without losing any value. And that's really good from a flexibility point of view, but also from an affordability point of view. Let me give you a few tips for making the most of your upgrade or downgrade. If you're interested in a new U.S. bank credit card but want to avoid a hard pull, check if there's another U.S. bank card that suits your needs. Carefully read the terms and conditions of the new card to determine if a product change makes sense to you. And when upgrading a card, you won't get a sign-up bonus. Consider its value before making a switch. You might find it's worth a hard inquiry on your credit report, especially if the value is really high to the rewards values. Okay. Remember that there are some popular U.S. bank credit cards that have an annual fee. So, for instance, if you have the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve Visa Infinite card, you are looking at a $400 annual fee. The U.S. Bank Altitude Go Visa signature card has no fee, and so does the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature card. So, again, it depends on your strategy. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the U.S. Bank product change process. I spoke about the credit cards, and finally, the strategy, and now the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.